Now let us explain the time attendance setting. Any changes you do on this tab will affect the ClickTime mobile app behavior and employee timesheets. The first tab we have here is the clocking tab. Here you will be able to set and configure the ClickTime app clocking options and how the system will round the time and approve the employee timesheets. Let us start by explaining the automatic clock out and how does it work. Sometimes, many employees can forget to clock out from their shifts, and that of course will cause many issues and will create more manual intervention from the back office personnel to adjust all employees' timesheets. Work Time Manager can solve this issue by letting the system to automatically clock out all employees that forget to clock out from their assigned shifts. First, you will need to enable the automatic clock out. Then there is two options to select from. The first option is to let the system automatically clock out all employees that forget to clock out from their assigned shifts. The automatic clock out time will be set as the shift end time. You can select when the automatic clock out process can be actioned. For example, you can select it to be 3 or 4 hours after they forget to clock out. All automatic clock out shifts will have a computer icon next to the clock out time to indicate and help you visually recognize them. The second option is to automatically clock out employees and set the clock out to be at a specific time of the day. For example, all employees clocked out by the system will be clock out time at 11:55 or any other specific time you set. Now let us explain the different rounding options and how does it work. Work Time Manager supports two methods of timesheet roundings. The first one is rounding the timesheet to the scheduled shift time. This option only works if you employees clock in and out against scheduled shifts. So let us enable this option and see how it works. First one is the early clock in. This setting will round the start time of employee timesheet to match the scheduled start time if employee clocks in X minutes earlier than the shift starts time. For example, if employee shift starts at 9 o'clock and if employee clocks in at 8:45, which is 15 minutes earlier than shift start time, then the employee timesheet will be rounded to 9 o'clock. Now, for the late clock in. This setting will round start time of employee timesheets to the scheduled start time if employee clocks in within X minutes after the shift starts time. For example, we can tell the system to round the clocked in time to scheduled start time if employee clocks in within 10 minutes after the shift starts time. So, if we have a shift that starts at 9 o'clock and if employee clocks in at 8:05, which is 5 minutes after the shift start time, then his timesheet will be rounded to 9 o'clock to match the shift starts time. Now, early clock out and late clock out. In principle, they works the same ways as the early and late clock in rounding that we have just explained. The second rounding option available for you is the standard normal rounding of time, which would round the timesheet to the nearest minutes you select. Last item in this tab is the auto approval of the timesheets. You can set the system to automatically approve all employees' timesheets if the variance between the scheduled time and actual work time is within 5, 10 or any other number of minutes you like. Any auto-approved timesheet will have a computer icon next to the approved tag. Let us see an example of an auto-approved timesheet. Okay, let us switch back to the time attendance setting. Okay, let us now move into the required fields. This is where you configure and set the behavior of the time clocking fields on the mobile app. And this also where you configure the unpaid break time. If you have enabled the option to allow users to clock against ad hoc shifts, then you can select which sites the employee can clock against. You have two options to select from. First option is no filter, which means employee will see a full list of all defined sites and will be able to clock against any site. The second option is display rostered sites. If you select this option, then the employee will only see and be able to clock against any site that he previously worked at. Let us move to the task field and explain how it works. If you enable the task and activities, the ClickTime app will ask the employee to select a task when the employee clocks in. You have two options on how you want to display the filter the tasks on the ClickTime app. Either employees see and can select from all tasks already defined in the system, or they only see and clock in again tasks that are associated with the selected site. For the break time deduction, we have covered this in a dedicated video. Please make sure you watch the dedicated video to understand how break time deductions works. Now select if you want the ClickTime app to capture the employee photo when he clocks in and out from his shifts. If you set this to yes, you will be able to see the employee captured photo on the shift timeline. The second option we have here is to allow employee to add notes to clocking record. If you set this to yes, the employee will be able to add notes when he clocks in and out from the shift, and the notes can be viewed on the employee timesheet. Now let us talk and explain about how you configure the GPS clocking for the ClickTime app. Using GPS clock-in is ideal for businesses with a mobile or remote workforce. Staff can use their mobile device to clock in and out, and their current GPS location will be captured each time the employees clock in and out from their shifts. To use GPS clock-ins, you first need to enable this feature and set it to on. Then, you need to grant your employees both roster and app attendance on employee page. And last, employees need to download the ClickTime app from Google Play and Apple Store. If you want your employee to just clock in and out without capturing their GPS location, just disable this option. This way, your employees can clock in and out against their shifts or against ad hoc shifts, and the ClickTime app will be acting as a time clock machine, collecting the employees' timesheets. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we will enable the GPS clocking. Once you enable it, you can then configure the system to monitor the GPS location of your employees during their shifts. You can decide how often you want the GPS location to be captured. All captured GPS locations can be displayed on the map to give you an idea about the employee movements during the shift. Please consult with your state and local authorities for the legality of monitoring your employees during their assigned shifts. For the geofencing part, if you disable the geofencing, the mobile app will allow employees to clock in and out from anywhere with no restrictions or warnings, but at the same time, the employee GPS locations during the clock in and out is still captured and reported. Let us disable geofencing and save our setting. Then let us see the effect of this in action by trying to clock in using the ClickTime mobile app. As you can see, the mobile app accepted our clock-in with no warning or restrictions. But if you go to the attendance page and view the attendance record details, the system will show us the GPS location where I clocked in from. Let us now go back to setting and enable the geofencing. Once we enable it, then you have two options to select from. First option, you allow your employees to clock in and out from against a scheduled shifts from anywhere, but the mobile app will display a warning to the employees that they are far away from the job site. Then employees have the option to continue the clocking or not to continue. Let us select this option and save the setting in order to see this in action. So we go to the mobile app and select to clock out from our shift. Once we click on the clock out, the app will automatically give us the warning that we are far away from our job site and our shift might be rejected. Now, let us try option 2, which is to prevent employees from clocking outside the job-designated geofencing area. Let us now save the record and go back to the mobile app and try to clock out. As you can see, the app prevented us from clocking out and displayed the error message that we are far away from the job site. If you select this option, please note that you might need to consider increasing the geofencing area for your job sites, especially such site as shopping malls, underground car park, and site in the middle or close to high-rise buildings, and any site that might have poor GPS and internet signals. Hope this video tutorial was helpful and can get you started with using the ClickTime app. Thanks for watching and hopefully this video tutorial was helpful to you.